Hi and very welcome. My name is Mary. This is my channel Lumi Level Up, and I'm a luxury lover on an average income trying to be more mindful with my money. Today at the Vila Do Conde Outlet close to Porto in Portugal. So let's see if we can find some gems. The brands they offer, they are not the most luxurious ones. It's mostly contemporary ones. My highlight probably will be Coach and maybe Carolina Herrera. So let's see if there even is anything that is worth showing you around. But outlet shopping always is fun, so let's go. Looking back, I didn't mean to sound that negative in the intro. Probably it's just that I'm very spoiled from the outlets I usually visit, especially in Italy, because there are brands like Gucci, Dolce & Gabbana, Versace, even Yves Saint Laurent. So this was more of a contemporary selection, but with a very luxurious surprise. So if you watch till the end, you will see there even was some Chanel at this outlet. And I'm not just talking perfume or sunglasses. As you can see, Vila do Conde is an indoor mall, so perfect for the rainy days, and they have opening hours from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. in the evening. And I'm sorry, in the beginning my camera was somewhat shaky, not sure what's going on there, but it will get better over time. The first store that really caught my attention was a shoe store that had a selection of different brands, and it seemed like everything was on sale. There were Doc Martens available for €85 instead of €225. They even had some Versace from the diffusion line Versace Couture. Those platform heels were down to 100 instead of 275, either in a black mock croc optic or a very baroque patent leather look. I bet if you took your time in this store, you would have been able to find one or another great pair. Next up, we checked out Ralph Lauren, which I think they had a very beautiful store set up. I quite do like their aesthetic, but the prices were not that great this time. This black bag, for example, was €174 instead of 249 regular retail. A tan wallet on a chain with golden hardware was €132 instead of 189, and this bag was available in black with golden hardware as well. A Ralph Lauren classic is the Keaton Shopper Tote. I even used to own that bag and sold it on because I was not happy with the quality. This one was €125 instead of 179 regular retail, but I personally could not recommend this bag, but I recommend you to watch my review on it. Super cute, but with 265 instead of 379, still quite pricey, this tweed jacket. And here we have the already mentioned black wallet on a chain at the same price point of €132. I really can't lie, the next bag I'm going to show you with this houndstooth print and the shopper tote shape that I love caught my eye at €160 instead of 229. It is reversible and even comes with a matching pouch, but since I'm not sure about the quality of the Ralph Lauren outlet pieces, I left it behind. Quickly checking out the shoes. I'm not sure if I ever owned Ralph Lauren shoes. Do you have some, and are they comfortable? Because they even would have had some in my size. Next up, I quickly wanted to show you this fluffy Benetton bag, which was down to only €21 instead of 70 regular retail, and obviously it was the color that really drew me in. You can't go wrong at that price point, and the quality really wasn't too bad, but I was not sure if I wanted to give up that much space in my suitcase, not knowing what was there yet to come at the outlet. I saw a lot of Portuguese women carrying bags from the brand Tooth, so I think it's quite popular over there. I'm not sure how it is in your country and how it is in America, if that brand is even known. Some of the designs were quite fun, but not really my cup of tea. I checked out that little tan bag, which was €169 at the outlet and no regular retail price listed. Let me know in the comments if you know that brand. Of course, the Vila do Conde outlet in Porto has a perfume store as well. A Loewe Aqua gift set was 30% off, coming down to €85. Quite to my surprise, they even had a range of Hermes fragrances. The Twilly line was running from as low as 60 up to €120 per bottle, and they had really a huge selection. I'm not entirely sure if I had seen Hermes fragrances at the outlet before, but maybe I just didn't check it out before. Mango definitely is more on the fast fashion side, but I do like quite some of their designs. I recently reviewed one of their bags as well, which was made quite high quality, if I may say so myself. So definitely I wanted to take a look into the store, especially since the prices are already quite affordable to begin with. So I was curious to see what's at the outlet. They had quite a big selection of items, but the savings in my opinion were not that great. Those bags, for example, which kind of reminded me of Celine, they were down to 28 euro, but they were only 40 regular retail, so no real leather and not that much of a saving. This cherry card holder was really cute. It was only 5 euro instead of 8, but I would have preferred it if it would not have had a mango branding on the front. Metallic hardcover clutch that looks like a bow, 35 instead of 50 euro. I do have to admit, I do like the designs of the mango costume jewelry. They oftentimes have quite special pieces, but the prices, yet again, those earrings were 9 euro instead of 13, so it doesn't make too much of a difference, right? The design of those pearl earrings really spoke to me, but 13 euro for costume jewelry that I do not necessarily need. Those were giving me slight vintage Chanel vibes, 11 instead of 16 euro. The exact same price point on those pearly bows, which were very cute in my opinion, but yet again, I do not really need them. I spotted another metallic hardcover clutch, which was 28 euro instead of 40, but it was already quite scratched up at the store. So this one probably wouldn't hold up the very best. And here you get another look at the silver bow clutch that I already showed you, which was still 35 euro. Vila Do Conde does have a Michael Kors boutique. Those sparkly sandals were down to 89 euro instead of 195 euro. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of the brand, I quite like the design on those shoes. Those bags were more than half off, 209 euro instead of 450, but I'm not that sure if Michael Kors is still that much of a thing. What do you think? Armani was another boutique that is more on the luxurious end usually, but a lot of the outlet pieces are from Armani Exchange or Emporio Armani, which are more affordable diffusion lines of the brand. You always get me with cute raffia look bags. This one in black or beige was down to 182 euro instead of around 280. Personally, I did prefer the beige and tan, and the size up was 221 instead of 340 regular retail. This white, somewhat asymmetrical look bowling bag was 215 instead of 330 regular retail, and those other raffia bags were somewhat chaotic and I wasn't able to get the price right out of the bag. It was 150 at the outlet, but not sure about the retail. This silver snakeskin look mini bag was a sample that came at 135 euro and didn't have a regular retail because maybe it did not even go into regular production. I checked out some of the Armani shoes as well. Those cowboy boots were 156 instead of 240 euro and were available in black and cream beige. Some white sneakers were 215 instead of 340 with a golden Emporio Armani lettering. This black belt with a golden buckle for 88 instead of 149 really spoke to me because the design was very simple yet elegant. I was somewhat tempted, but I don't need another black and golden belt. There was one blue one left as well, but that's not so much my color, unfortunately. Quickly showing you a little bit around at the boutique, so you see they had a selection of clothing items as well. The prices were really not too bad, but as I said, nothing was Giorgio Armani, everything just the lower price diffusion lines. Remember the raffia bags we checked out at the beginning of the Armani scene? Well, they had a huge shopper tote that would work perfectly as a beach bag as well, but it was still 293 instead of 450, and that was more than I would want to spend on a beach bag. If it would have been 150, I probably would have gotten that bag. Another quite fun design was this blue, turquoise and white huge shopper tote, which was 307 euro and did not have a regular retail price listed either, because this was another bag that was at the outlet as a sample. The design reminded me of something, but I can't name what it was. Next up was Carolina Herrera, in my opinion the most luxurious boutique at that outlet. Immediately those bags got me curious because they were giving me Lady Dior vibes at a better price point. Outlet price 594 euro instead of 990 regular retail in black, pink and blue, and when I did some research afterwards, I don't think the similarity to the Lady Dior is a coincidence, because this bag is called the Duchess tote and Princess Diana was a duchess herself. Nonetheless, this sparkling beaded version really drew me in. It was down to 882. Unfortunately, there was no regular retail price listed, but I think if you want to get the Lady Dior look for less, those bags might be an option to look into. Luxury quality at a way more affordable price point than Dior. Some of the shoe prices, in my opinion, were really good. Those ballet flats, for example, were 162 instead of 270. Those pointy suede flats were 156 and they were available in a patent leather option as well for the same price point. Another pair I checked out were those mesh and suede pointy flats. They were 180 instead of 360, so half off. Leather ballet flats in black or fuchsia pink, 186 instead of 310 regular retail. Stiletto ankle booties, 312 instead of 520 regular retail. And those sexy pumps, 252 instead of 420 regular retail. More casual ankle booties were 248 instead of 347, and they were available in different color options as well. In the sparkly section we had pink stilettos for 248 euro and pumps with a buckle for 238 instead of 475. Those green perforated kitten heels were 270 instead of 450 regular retail, and you see me crawling down to get the prices. Pink strappy stilettos half off, 220 instead of 440. Those blue and PVC ones were quite good, reduced down to 113 instead of 375. Another style of sparkly shoes was 50% off as well, 225 euro instead of 450, and of that shoe there were different color options available, like this royal blue for example. More strappy glitter stilettos, this one for 283 instead of 475 euro. I had a great time filming in this store because no one really cared for me. This pink bag was 581 instead of 830 regular retail. There was a black version at the same price point as well, and a red one at a slightly bigger size, which was 735 instead of 1050. They had quite a big selection of different bag styles, and I wonder why Carolina Herrera bags never made it that much into mainstream. This berry shade shopper was 476 instead of 680 euro, and I only later realized that the charm was not included with the bag but was sold separately. Unfortunately, I didn't check out the price on that one. They had a selection of fur pom-poms though, which were sold for 133 euro a piece, and some of them looked like birds, which I think is quite a fun idea. What I was really surprised by were the prices for costume jewelry pieces, which unfortunately always are somewhat hard to film because they are behind glass, as well as some of the more beaded bags. They were behind glass as well, but I highly appreciated that they put the prices next to the items. I got curious for some of the jewelry pieces because, as I said, I think the prices were great, and especially this collection spoke to me. The earrings were just 56 euro and the bracelets 77. Unfortunately, what was great for filming that the SA did not care for me at all was not so great when I was interested in a piece, because I waited about 10 minutes for someone to get those earrings out of the box for me, but no one cared, so I decided to leave. The Coach store was comparably small, and there the SAs were way more watching, so I wasn't able to film that well, but at least giving you a little impression of what's in the store. This canvas shopper tote with a space rexy was down to 149 instead of 595 euro. And they did have a small selection of bags from the Cherry collection as well. This tiny bucket bag was 239 instead of 375 euro. The shoulder bag version was 289 instead of 450 regular retail. And of course, I had to try on the cute heart-shaped one, which came at the exact same price point, 289 instead of 450, but unfortunately too small and quite unpractical for my lifestyle. But isn't this adorable? A selection of some more shoulder bags for 189 euro, and giving you at least some more impressions of the store and the prices. Shopper totes for 299 euro, those flap bags for 299 instead of 495 as well, and those hobo ones came at 329 outlet price. This one 359 instead of 550 regular retail. They did have some denim pieces as well. Those were 289 euro for example. Which brings us to the grand finale. I was so excited when I realized that at the Vila Do Conde Porto outlet there is a place for pre-loved luxury items. They had quite a nice selection. I'm showing you the window displays. They had Louis Vuitton, they had Chanel, and a whole lot more. I'm zooming in on the prices and you can pause if you are curious for them. I think most of them were appropriate if you really wanted to get a piece, but they were not such great bargains that I would have lost my mind and would have gone crazy shopping there, but it definitely was so much fun to look around because I just love pre-loved luxury and look at the selection they had. Unfortunately, the store was quite small, so I didn't feel comfortable to check out all the price tags and show them to you, but I had to know the price on that Chanel Vintage Classic Flap, which was 4,900 euro and came with a certificate of authenticity. You can be the judge if that's a good deal. This tiny version of a wallet on a chain was from 2022 and had a price point of 2,750 euro. I personally love the Louis Vuitton perms with the lock detail. I think they have been around in the late 2000s. The price point of those was 450. The glittery Ferragamo flats unfortunately didn't have a visible price tag, so I don't know the price point on those. If I would live close to that outlet, I definitely would check out that store every once in a while. This Gucci belt was 270 euro in blue with aged silver hardware. For the next bag, I definitely needed the tag to even know the brand, because I'm not sure if I ever had seen that bag before. Apparently it was a Prada and sold for 1,155 euro. To give you some more size reference, I grabbed the tiny wallet on a chain once again. It was really a micro version. The double zip pochette from the Louis Vuitton Escale collection was 1,390 euro, which I think is not too bad if you missed that collection and wanted to get a piece of it. The Ferragamo silk didn't have a visible price tag, and that little Gucci Marmont bag was 1,050 euro. I could have spent hours in that little pre-loved boutique, you better believe me. But all the good things have to come to an end. So goodbye Louis Vuitton Damier Azur. Hubby got a little bit impatient and he is hungry, so we are going to pick up some food now. As in most malls, this one does have a big food court with quite a selection of different restaurants as well, so we decided to eat something right then and there. Even though it was already around 9:30 in the evening, it still was quite crowded, but definitely you could still find a spot. Hubby had a barbecue plate and I did have a burger with some cheese fries. Just a few days later, I visited the Freeport outlet close to Lisbon as well, so if you are curious for a comparison of those outlets, you might consider to stick around. And I think that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time and bye!